What's up, guys? This is the 30-something broadcast, a weekly episode brought to you by two guys living in their 30s, taking it one day at a time, doing what we can, enjoying life, talking about our stories and our struggles and our wins and losses. So this is the fifth episode. We're going to be titling this Blake Checks In from Portland. As you can see in front of you if you're watching on YouTube, I'm the only one sitting here. Blake's in Portland. He's going to call in here in a little bit, and we're going to have a little discussion with him. Well, he already did. It's pre-recorded, but I'm going to upload it after this little intro. But I just wanted to start the show out this week with a little bit of news. All right, so here's the deal. I have 4 credit cards, one being my wife's right now, that have around $6,000 in credit card debt. It's actually $5,900 in credit card debt. This is my story. I know some people out there have $35,000 in credit card debt. Some people have never owned a credit card in their life. This is my story, though. Hope you can relate. This week, y'all, I paid off the second largest card of the 4, $1,500. Paid that off. It feels so good, y'all. Just wanted to share that with everybody out there. This is a show we kind of talk about our lives and positive decisions and what we're trying to do and being 30 or older, just making adult decisions. And it was just, I had been saving some cash for a while, a little nest egg. I just cashed it in on a credit card. Boom. I was tired of Capital One taking $41 a month from me and putting 20 towards the debt I owed them. This was a card that I'd opened up for a business account that failed, and I had some leftover debt. Paid it off. Boom. It's done. So that feels great. I still have 3 cards remaining, one with 200, one with 400. A big one that me and my wife splurged on a few years ago has about $3,800 in debt. We just can't get out from under. Every time we get close, something new comes up that we have to pay for. So I knocked out this big one. That's $40 now. It'll go to the next one. Now I'm going to start with the smallest one. So the $200 one, next month, I'm just paying it off. $200 up front, boom, paid off. Because they take $25 a month. So now we're talking, within 2 months, $65 has opened up for me to put towards something else. The next one, I'm just going to start chipping away. And I'm talking big chunks. I'm trying to have the card with $400 paid off in 2 months after the small card. So this month it was the big card, next month small card, $400 card the next 2 months paid off. Then just keep chipping away at that big one. I have a plan set in motion with paying this card off that if I stick with it, if I can get my wife to stick with it, we'll be credit card debt free in 2 years. We're going to celebrate by going to New York City, and I'm going to buy myself a new MacBook or iMac or some Macintosh computer to help me edit these videos, to help me make content like I love doing, like I want to do for the rest of my life, no matter if I got 1 viewer, 1 million viewers. I want to just keep doing this. So that's kind of where I'm at. Little little story of JT's life, what I've been up to. Thanks for tuning in if you haven't before. This is our show. It's the 5th episode. Me and Blake both, I can speak for him, have really been enjoying this. It's been a struggle, but we keep growing. If you go check the Podbean out, I've got it set up where it's going to be like a blog now. So if you go to 30something.podbean.com, that's 30something.podbean.com, you will see where me and Blake are going to start to develop a weekly blog to go with the episode. And you'll be able to listen to it there. You can subscribe there. You can download it there. We're also on iTunes. Just look up the 30-something broadcast. If you do, guys, leave us a review, an honest one. I'm not going to ask for a 5-star review. I want an honest review because I want to know what we need to work on. I hope you're enjoying it. It's just something that we've really started. We're trying to take seriously and want to keep growing, and the audience is growing. We're getting some downloads. It's a lot of fun. We're really enjoying it. We're also on YouTube. You can watch this live. Just look up the 30-something broadcast, trying to get the URL. There's always rules and gimmicks to getting a URL through YouTube and everything that your channel has to continue to grow to get like ad revenue and stuff like that. So we're trying to get to that tier where we unlock that. Basically, that's going to cut it short for me and my little solo intro. I just wanted to let you guys know what was going on in my life for a second. Paid off a credit card, y'all. Done paid off a credit card. We're gonna hit up Blake now. This is a pre-recorded call, him calling in from Portland. Next week we'll be back, the two of us shooting a show about something. Let's go.
30-something broadcast. 30-something broadcast. 30-something broadcast.
This is the 30-something broadcast.
30-something broadcast.
This is the 30 something broadcast.
It's Wednesday night, and I'm sitting here in the studio. I've got Blake on the phone because Blake's out of town. So just a little segment we wanted to add in real quick. Blake, how you doing, bud?
I'm good, man. Checking in from Portland.
Nice.
Working.
Cool, man. How you liking it, man?
Oh, dude, it's awesome, man. It's really cool. You know, it was a little bit of a culture shock at first. Just kind of, I'm not really a city kid by nature, so it always takes me a little adjustment. Man, dude, it's a cool place. You know, if you've ever been to Asheville or any, it's similar. You know, it's kind of just the weird, hippie vibe everywhere. It's just a really friendly place for the most part. Pretty clean. There is a good bit of homeless people, but it's pretty clean.
Yeah, homeless like traveling kids, or homeless like, vagrant, mentally ill, or what kind of deal you got going
Ah,
on
dude,
there?
it's like some serious
Poverty?
it's some serious homeless bro. No, I don't even know if it's poverty. I think it's just more of like everyone's so chill that it's like just leave them alone, like they're not
Right.
hurting anybody. And that kind of like perpetuates maybe the problem. But I also think they probably have one of the more like prolific homeless programs in the nation. So like if you wanted to get help, you could, but I mean, dude, pot's legal here. I mean, just there's a kind of a very chill mentality among like everybody. So like it's just kind of like, hey, if they're not bothering you, like why mess with them? It's
Right.
just an, observation. I
It's weird how it can still like perpetuate the problem by like being like we're okay with homelessness. It's a part of you still has to say like, well, is it okay to be okay with homelessness? Not to say that theirs are like villains or criminals or anything, but you have to say where is the deeper root of the issue. Like not everyone that's homeless wants to be homeless, and so it's weird how you can be super conservative about an issue or super kind of like liberal, for lack of a better term, about an issue, and they can still kind of result in the same like escalation of a problem.
Man, dude, we should do an episode about homelessness. Honestly, that's a pretty good topic.
It's
I
crazy.
mean,
I have some footage of when I was 22. My buddy Philip, he's a youth minister. He was actually the preacher at me and my wife's wedding. He drove me and my wife through Skid Row, and I was getting some footage with a little point and shoot, and somebody yelled like, "He has a camera! Bust out the windows!" And my boy was like, "Yo, homie, like straight up, they don't really want to steal your camera or nothing, but they're not. This is not a tourist destination."
right, yeah,
Skid
yeah.
Row's in
I
the
mean,
middle of Los Angeles,
they
by
saw
the
some
way.
money hanging out the window, and I definitely did wrestle with it when I first got here. I was like, wow, but you kind of just, like I said, they don't bother you. I mean, they're nice too. I mean, and the other side of the coin is, I'm sure there is some hidden thing that I don't know. I'm not a resident, you know what I mean? But there's always like something more to some political thing or whatever, But how have you been, JT? What have you been up to, man?
Oh, I've been good, man. I hate to always say it every time I get on here. I feel like working, you know how it
Hey,
is, big dog.
we do. I'm on vacation, but dude, I'm usually working.
Things have been pretty good though, man. I'm just started a new job, so I'm kind of figuring out the inner workings of that. And anybody that's worked in the kitchen knows how like political and trepidatious it can be. And not that it's even bad. Like I kind of feed off of that. Like I've always told my wife, if I didn't work in a kitchen, I probably belong in DC or somewhere like that, where deals are always being made, and you're always kind of working in a kitchen. So much more than just even like cooking food, man. That's probably any job.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
things are good. We ain't well. Here's the thing, big dog. We ain't here to talk about me. They're hearing about me on the other part of this show. I called in to have you check in from Portland. So let's get back to Portland, big homie. So let me ask you this: you ate anywhere really good you want to talk about or anything, man? That was something I was really interested in hearing about. I always love to hear about like food. I mean, I work in a kitchen, so it's cool to hear about other places that are really
yeah,
doing
yeah.
their thing.
Dude, it's kind of crazy, man. I mean, there's really no bad place to eat here. You know what I mean?
Right?
Like, it's just one place after the other, and it's like no chains. So it's all unique. It's all, and it's funny because they're all little hole in the walls, man.
Yeah.
Like maybe 25, 30 people max. So like there's a line out the door and it's deceiving. You're like, oh wow, this place is hopping. Like I want to hop in line, see what's going on. Go in there, maybe order some food, and then you realize like wow, the wait is probably an hour because there's just nowhere to sit. And I mean, people will just, stand outside and, hang out, whatever. So the food is awesome, man. The first night we came in, we just had some pizza. I was kind of like a little bit jet lagged.
Right.
But even then, like it wasn't just pizza. Like they had a live band, like they had really good drinks, mixed drinks. It was definitely on point, man. That was the first night. I would say probably the highlight for me was the second night, which was Sunday. we kind of just towed it around town, dude. We went to the famous like bookstore, Powell's, hit like the Chinese Garden and the Rose Garden, and then we were heading back to the hostel that we were staying at, and like she was like, "Hey, just on the whim, would you be interested in going to this Indian place?" And we hadn't really talked much about dinner that night, so I was feeling a little hungry, but I'm up for some Indian food, so I said, "Sure." What's the place called? She's like, Bollywood Theater. I'm like, "Whoa, okay." So I'm like, "Yeah, let's do it." It's like a pretty good rating on Yelp, so we go. And I mean, dude, it was the best Indian food I've ever had. I mean, hands down, it was awesome. The service was
Cool,
really
man.
good. I mean, it was a lot of different things going on. The aesthetic was very cool.
Yeah.
Uh, the service was good, but the food, man, was just like, it was almost like, like fresh, made on the street. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
just really like small portions, but like a lot of different things. Man, yeah, it was cool. The food's been really good. Ton of food trucks. That was like my first. I was like, wow, dude, did Portland invent food trucks? Because I mean, they
Yeah.
are literally everywhere.
I'm sure they probably have had a hand in food truck culture and
Probably.
beer culture. Places like, I mean, dude, places like Portland, uh, Austin, New Orleans, even here in Asheville, which is way smaller, but still, like, it's a contender. It's those places that are, like, really, I feel like, changing the culture. I'm sure when you go to these cities, you really see the truth that people aren't eating at Burger King as much now because there's so many options of, like, small little restaurants and stuff.
For sure, man, dude. I mean, and it's so accessible. You know what I mean? It's cheap. It's
It's the most
accessible. Like you
accessible
don't.
time of our life for pretty much anything. Anyone can really
It's.
follow their dreams right now, man.
I mean, I've had friends just like up and start like a hot dog stand. It really isn't unheard of.
The culture really has shifted a lot. I'm sure you're seeing that. That's pretty cool. It's so cool to go places, ain't it, man? And really see, like, I feel like you
It
always,
is.
every time I go somewhere, I feel like it becomes a part of, like, my soul or something, as silly as that may sound. I'm not from New Orleans at all, but I've been a few times, and I hate to sound like some tourist or something, but I don't know. I feel like that city changed my life. Pittsburgh
It
changed my
was.
life.
I mean, it really does. Like, I feel like I come away with, a story or an adventure and, just those memories too. I mean, that's formative in itself. But yeah, dude, I definitely agree with you on that. I think every time I go somewhere, I feel like a little bit more well-rounded, or just like, you've seen a little bit more of the world, so you can have a little bit better perspective and, just kind of idea where people are coming from. But I will say this, man, we have officially been out of the city for a day now, and I've fallen more in love with the countryside here in Oregon than. I mean, Portland is cool, but it's no reason to move across the country. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really not. It's awesome. It's a great place to come visit it, but like, dude, you don't want to move here. It's expensive. Like if you're not from here, there's a lot to learn. Like
Right.
not trying to trash anyone's dreams. I mean, but the countryside here is just breathtaking. I mean, it truly is. Like I felt like I was walking through some Lord of the Rings fairy tale the other day, man. Like the trees were just, they weren't redwoods, but they're these spruce trees and they're like 200 feet tall. I mean, it's insane. I've never seen, just trees, like forests of trees that big before,
Yeah,
you
I
know.
was actually my next question I had written down was like city yay or nay because I know you like the outdoors and stuff, and I know that. Uh,
Dude, I'm gonna go Nate right now. I'm gonna say the outdoors has definitely swayed me. If I came back to Oregon, it would be for the beach and for the mountains. You know what I'm saying?
Not Portland.
I mean, I'd stay in Portland
No,
as a
of course,
hub.
as a
You know
hub,
what
and
I'm
I'm not
saying?
trying to
But
trash anywhere because even like when we go to New Orleans or like when you go I feel like once you've been somewhere, like you've seen the city, so
you've seen Bourbon
you
Street. You know, it's like,
right.
wow, okay, cool. The first time is great, but then after that's like, yeah, I mean, but it has a purpose. You know what I'm saying? It's a place people either like music, or whatever. So utilize it, and that's definitely what we were trying to do while we were there.
Yeah.
We made some friends like with some Canadians, dude, from Alberta. It was awesome, man. Like,
Well, it's kind of the
uh,
magnet that draws you to the place is like the city culture and stuff, and then you kind of explore outside and see what drew the city being built there. Does that make sense?
yeah, exactly. There's always like natural resources close by that help dictate why the city, succeeded, or it didn't succeed, or whatever. But it's definitely, dude. We got to go to some museums while we were here, man. It's been awesome, dude. Like seriously, one of the better vacations that I've done.
Cool, man. That's so great to hear, dude. Straight up, because I know we haven't talked much, so it's cool to get on here and you being so like positive about it and that you've had a good time, man. There's like nothing
Yeah,
worse than a bad
it's been,
trip. It just to reiterate, you've had a pretty good time from what it sounds like, man. I was any final thoughts on Portland or your just trip in general before I wanted to get into one last thing with you real quick, man?
no, man. I mean, other than just, if you can make it out here, make it out here. It's beautiful. So that's about it, man. But what'd you have, man?
Well, I wanted to say, bro, we're on freaking iTunes now. What'd you think about that, man? I was saying, so anyway, sorry, y'all. We had a little technical difficulty there for a second. Blake, I was gonna say, bro, we're on iTunes now, man. What do you think about that?
Dude, I can't even believe it, man. I mean, when you told me that, dude, my heart like fluttered, honestly. I just, it's crazy, man. I mean, to think that we're on that platform, with all those big dogs out there,
Yeah, like
man.
it's cool. I mean, we're not getting many tune-ins and stuff right now, but we're really developing something, and I feel like we have a strong like thing going. And I don't know, it's pretty cool, man. I've never been on iTunes before, so that's definitely something, man.
It's exciting, bro. I mean, what are your thoughts, dude? I was a little nervous, honestly. That was like kind of my first thing. I was like, wow, it kind of like hit me like,
I've put
hmm.
myself out there before like that, so dude, like, I don't really worry about it anymore like that. Like, I kind of still get nervous and stuff, but I just say worry to the wind or whatever. You just got to let it ride, and we're gonna keep growing and doing better. And if you don't put yourself out there, like, nothing will ever become of you ever if you don't put yourself out there.
Yeah, yeah,
So even
that's
if
true,
we
man.
fail and no one ever likes it or anything or whatever, the worst things that could happen, what's the worst that could happen? You know what I mean? That's what I'll start asking myself. So I just got really excited. I mean, I've been working hard on this, so it's cool to have for me, it's like validation.
Yeah,
We're go,
yeah, no, for sure.
now you won't
It's
make
been.
that Instagram, but I can get us on iTunes,
I'm working on it, dude.
Yo, and again, guys, make sure, I still got Blake on the phone. Like, the video you're seeing on YouTube right now, streaming over this, is actually video footage from his trip. He's going to have a vlog up soon he's trying to get put together on his YouTube channel. Where can they find you, man?
Dude, still on Instagram, man. Blake Jordan.
Blake Jordan, you'll have some info on there whenever. I know you'd said maybe and I'm not trying to pressure you, but I know you'd maybe want to do something with some of this footage or stuff. So you thinking about actually entering that
I'm gonna
market in a
try,
way?
man. I've been doing it like I'm going to, just to have all the footage. So, I mean, yes, I'm gonna plan on doing something. I just need to find the program. I've just been kind of slacking on what program I want to end up going with
Well,
for
I'll
my
tell
video.
you, it's the same. You find that stuff the same way you find anything. You're a big fan of YouTube. You just kind of look it up, and if you're using a PC, man, just cut your teeth with Windows Movie Maker, dude. That's what I started with. I still just use iMovie, and it looks half decent, and that's really where you start to cut your teeth. Because even if you go like buy a program right now, you don't know what you're doing, and
No
that's
idea.
you know what I mean? So it's like easy. Those first programs are like drag a file over to your little workspace, and then you go with a piece of scissor image and cut out little parts you don't like of it, and you'll start to be like, "Whoa, cool! What that did that? Okay, what do I do now?" And it really teaches you, and you'll outgrow the program. You'll say, "I have to buy some program because I can't." It can't muster the power of what I'm doing with these videos anymore. That's how my vape channel started, man.
Yeah. No, I have messed with a little bit with iMovie, but it's been a long time, and I'm no longer on the Mac game. So I'll get on it though, dude. Don't worry. I'll have something up here soon.
I figured you probably would, man. You're recording. Dude. The thing is, that trip's going to be awesome, and I'm sure you can see from some of this footage we have shown on the show. That people would probably be interested in it, man. So you should probably,
Oh, dude, the Instagram's been lit, dog. Let me just, I've never had so much likes and feedback on my Instagram. So
nice, bro.
it's been pretty intense this week, man. And especially I'll just say like I cut my hair and shaved my beard within a 2 week period, and I haven't done that within probably 3 years. So
Yeah,
like friends, family, everybody, just the shock of that plus like, hey, look at this scenery behind me. people were just going nuts, man. I was just like, what is going
See, now
on? This
that's
is
where you sneak plug this show a few times because people are tuning into you right now, and you get Aunt Ethel on the show, dude. You get her hooked, man.
man, man.
You got people looking at you right now, Blake. You got to put us in the
That's right, dude.
spotlight, big
Shout out,
dog.
Grandma, Grandpa. I see you.
Yo, I got to thank Grandma and Grandpa. They always believed in me, dog. Yeah, Grandma and
For
Grandpa.
sure, dude.
Sorry about the language. We're trying here.
Yeah, my bad. We're trying to tone it up,
We're
tone it
trying to
down.
grow up. That's what this show's about, is growing up. So
That's what it's all about.
yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Cool, man.
Well,
Well,
dude, it's
dude,
good to
yeah,
hear from you,
yeah,
man.
for sure, man. It's a pleasure always, man. I'm glad you were able to call in and give us a little bit of your time. I know you're busy and having fun. It's weird the different zones you can be in, but I'm glad
Yeah,
we're always
it
like
is
coming
weird.
back to the show. We got to make sure we do this every week. So it's always good to hear from you, Bo.
Yeah, dude, for sure, man. And good luck with work stuff this coming week. We'll be out here for about 2 more days, and then we're flying back Friday. And Friday it'll be like a long day, a lot of traveling. We're gonna go through the time change, so it's gonna suck, but it'll be good to have the weekend to adjust back. And I'm sure we'll be hitting something next week. So I'm excited about that, man.
Cool. Sounds good, man. Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and close the show out while I got you on the line, dude. This is the 30 something broadcast. We're gonna call it a week. This is Blake checking in from Portland, and
Hey, hey.
make sure you subscribe to us on iTunes if you're haven't already. You look us up, the 30 something broadcast. We're on YouTube. Same thing, 30 something broadcast. You can find us at 30something.podbean.com if you're on Podbean. We're hoping to have a Twitter and Instagram up soon, and maybe a website where we're actually writing some blogs to follow these deeper shows that we do. We just wanted to run something quick for y'all this week. Thanks for tuning in. I'm JT. I'm signing out for me and Blake. Until next time, guys, y'all take care. Boom.